So next I would like to introduce Mr. John Oliver Niles from the GHG Management Institute. Please, Mr. John.
Good afternoon, and thank you for coming. It's great to see so many people interested in these issues during such a busy time. First of all, thank you to the organizers for inviting me. Thank you to the first two speakers explaining some of the MRV and NAMA guidebooks. And of course, we've organized this so that we will provide a very brief overview of some ideas and tools that are out there, but really we're looking forward to a nice discussion and hearing from other people in the audience. So thank you for coming. Really, I want to talk primarily about building some of the capacity to do good MRV. And this is an absolutely essential topic. As most of you, if you're in this room, you probably know that already. But even in the negotiations, we're seeing an enlightened emphasis on building capacity around transparency. So we've seen the evolution here of a new framework for transparency that may supersede some of the previous MRV systems that were in place. And we also see that the new transparency framework that's being discussed has very important components related to capacity building and finance. So what we're doing in this room and the discussion we're about to have is very related to the negotiations that are going on outside. I'd like to introduce just very briefly essentially two organizations or two types of tools that are out there for building capacity for strong MRV systems. The first is the Greenhouse Gas Management Institute. Has anyone ever heard of that before? Some of you? Any alumni from here? The Greenhouse Gas Management Institute started about 10 years ago as the Greenhouse Gas Experts Networking Association. And they've evolved into primarily an online training platform. And they have clients that range from the UN Secretariat. We produce the courses for the CGE. And it's obviously very, we have an international pool of experts and alumni that build these courses. And it's important to know there's courses that are out there that are light and fairly easy to get through and provide a high level understanding. And then there's courses that dig much deeper, 40 hours or 50 hours, and provide different checkpoints along the learning to see if the student is actually absorbing and understanding a lot of the information. We primarily focus on those latter, deeper dives into a range of issues. And there are diploma programs that cover a range of courses that can be obtained online. And then there's individual courses that range from over the basics of greenhouse gas accounting to specific sectors, whether it's renewable or energy efficiency, methane, a lot of work on forestry and land use. So very specific 40 to 50 hour certificates and courses that really bring the student to a fairly mature level of being able to do strong MRV in different sectors. The Greenhouse Gas Management Institute also does a range of sort of professional networking and mentoring. They run a journal on greenhouse gas accounting. So that's just one set of tools that are out there. This is sort of the online component. Then there is a new component of the Greenhouse Gas Management Institute that is not an online platform, but is really aimed at building academic partnerships across countries. So we want good MRV training programs for NAMAs and for a whole range of things in this process. I guess it would be fair to say one of the critiques is that these have sort of been one-off, like you do a workshop and then you go away. Or you take a course and you remember a lot of really technical information for 40 hours and then you go back and do your work. So we've started exploring partnerships primarily between developing countries and developed, where we really build academic programs in countries. So one of the most recent examples is a partnership supported by the US government where a certificate program was designed in California, in the University of California, on terrestrial carbon. And now we're partnering with colleagues in Cameroon who also want to embed that MRV training into their universities. And we often, of course, want those academic partnerships to have a strong dialogue in terms of what government needs are for NAMAs and also for this process. So happy to discuss this after the next presentation or the next speaker, and thank you very much for your time.